Webiters, please welcome the Director of Consumer Industry Cloud at SAP UK, Morais. She is an innovative results-oriented leader with more than 15 years' experience in successful growth delivery and outstanding financial results through inspired high-performance teams. At SAP, Maria leads early adoption programs for industry cloud solutions and acts as a catalyst for sustainable and profitable recurring revenue growth-driven business transformation initiatives. We're really glad to have you here at Webit, Maria.
Dobar den, everyone. Hello, I'm very happy to be here, and I would like to take you on a journey today. A journey to the future of work with artificial intelligence in action. You may close your eyes if you wish. Once upon a time, in a galaxy far, far, far away, there was a beautiful planet called Earth. Some say that planet exists. Others say there's no scientific proof. But let me take you back to the 28th of June, 2023, DC in Bulgaria, to a place called Webit in Sofia, a place on Earth. Let's imagine for a little while that this planet is actually real, and at a moment in space and time where some of the most intelligent humans that ever existed were all gathered together to discuss the future of work using AI. The future is actually now. And yes, we can all be carried away from time to time with science fiction and project our fears into a future dystopian world dominated by intelligent machines. But all we know for a fact is that the most likely future is dependent on the present. William Gibson, one of my favorite writers in science fiction, says, the future is already here. The issue is that it's not very evenly distributed. Just like wealth, money, capital. I wonder if there's a connection there, innovation and wealth, but that's an entire different talk from today. I believe there are many possible futures, and that there are many concurrent different realities today. And I know that each one of you individually can choose which story, which narrative you want to be part of. What is the future you want to design? At SAP, we're building a future in which people are working with software to be empowered by AI so that they can be more productive. And they are more equipped to be ahead of their game. We design for people. And we know exactly what we stand for. Thank you for the slides. So that was the quote. I wanted to talk a little bit about how AI is impacting all sectors. The possibilities are truly endless. Today, it is possible to design quite easily, it's a common use case, intelligent last-mile delivery options that can calculate, track and trace CO2 emissions routes, the ones that are more efficient. AI can be applied to revenue management. If any of you ever bought a flight ticket or booked a hotel, most likely you were interacting with a machine providing the best optimal price for you at that moment in time. That is an AI algorithm. Self-driving vehicles, a lot of investment going into those, and for the techies in the room, cloud deployment with Kubernetes. That can excite anyone that works in technology. It provides speed to deployment across many different platforms. That's really interesting, and it's possible today. Personalized perfumes based on your style. Let's talk a little bit about retail. Augmented reality when trying new garments or when you're trying a new haircut. Fashion runway experiences with avatars. All of this is possible, and what this means is that there are more jobs available than ever. All it takes, though, is to learn how to use a computer to get the job done. And this means, of course, that the education sector, as we heard earlier today, is under a tremendous pressure to deliver the workforce that we actually need. Because, you see, it's not about writing the code. It's about people thinking in timelines. And I really appreciate the work that Dr. Valentina Ivanova in Bulgaria is doing. If you're around here, would love to grab a coffee. It's really about thinking in timelines, because the design of the future has a time and space dimension to it. So everything we see today had a trend that started at some point in the past. For example, if we want to know the impact of drones and how it's being utilized across different industries in current times, we would have had the chance to monitor behavior and technology adoption from a long time ago. But the important question for today is, what are the trends that we can see now that are helping us to design the future? Each company, of course, will have their own trends to analyze and to look at, but I wonder how many boards of directors are using foresight analysis powered by artificial intelligence to discuss how the future will look like for them. This is one of those tools. It's called Futures Platform. And how many universities are teaching their MBA students to think about tech ecosystems as opposed to competitive analysis? Really? It's competitive analysis, what will take us anywhere? Or collaboration and integration across multiple systems? That requires a dialogue and a level of commitment that never existed before. We really need to upgrade ourselves to be a different type of human. Not a human that fears machines, but a human that works alongside artificial intelligence to achieve the unthinkable, the aspects that we never thought would be possible. And yes, there will be differences. Not everyone will evolve at the same time, but that's history of mankind. It was always like this. There's no difference. What we can do in order to bring more equality is, of course, to pay attention to the areas that would need that upgrade. But not everyone needs to enjoy the same things or to do the same things. We also want to continue with diversity. We want a diversity of thought. That's what I'm talking about. People that think differently. That's what we need. So to design a better future, I invite you to look at the startup world and how these businesses can really trigger transformation. At SAP, we have SAP IO Foundry across 11 regions in the globe, and this is how we look to integrate natively all of the innovations that are happening with the SAP Digital Core software portfolio. One of the main themes we look at is the future of work. So let me give you quick 3 examples of AI in action. If you work in recruitment, if you were recruited, or if you recruit someone for your organization, you can see how complex the entire process can be. So to talk about the future of work and not talk about the recruitment as a use case would be, to me, an opportunity to talk about something important. So you would not design artificial intelligence to make a decision on your behalf, but you can have an artificial intelligence tool to help you to find the best candidates for the role you're putting forward. And if they are all organized in an easy-to-access platform, easy to manage, a short list, it can effectively save you a lot of time. If this solution is actually designed with the candidate perspective, it will be conversational, it will be smooth and effortless. This type of solution must, of course, include with your main HR system, because that's the only way to avoid friction points. What you shouldn't be doing is to automate conversations like the ones you have in conferences here. Who knows that, you may come across someone you think it's really clever, someone that could fit really well your organization, and you could have a conversation towards, well, why don't you look at this job offer? And that is something that AI should not automate. There are other cases. If any of you ever raised an IT support system, a defect on a system, these type of things can be automated as well, as a customer or an employee alike. And e-commerce, I mean, retail changed completely. The type of jobs you have today in retail cannot be comparable even 10 years ago. So the message is you always have the free will of choice about which areas of AI you will automate and which areas you will not. And just because something is possible with technology, that doesn't mean you need to do it. So choose wisely, and thank you very much for having me today.